After Monday night's tornado outbreak, one family in Greenland says they are thanking God they're alive after their manufactured home was ripped apart with them still inside. Jacob Van says he had only seconds to react when the tornado picked it up and moved it while his family was inside. Says he and his wife were thrown into a closet as the storm tore through the home. The roof ripped away, walls buckled, and parts of the trailer were shifted and smashed. Despite the destruction, Van says God was protecting him through all of this, and there's so much to be thankful for, from surviving the impact to the unexpected return of his missing dog and cat.
My dog and my cat got sucked out the front door, and my wife and I got thrown into the far end of the trailer. I just kind of laid over, and that's basically where I landed anyway, was on her, and I was glad for that, since that way I was over, because that's all we had, and it's like, then it was gone. And I praising God and everything for that, because it could have been a lot worse.
That EF2, by the way, that hit Greenland was one of 9 confirmed tornadoes in the area on Monday. National Weather Service has confirmed 8 other EF1s in Lincoln, Stillwell, Oklahoma, Gore, Snake Mountain, Bunch, Pecola, and Shady Point. Surveys for those storms are still underway. Prisons are often pitched to rural communities as job creators and economic lifelines, but not everybody is buying that. In Franklin County, 2 groups have come together to oppose the proposed prison project, saying the cost far outweigh the benefits. 5 News reporter Lauren Spencer is in Franklin County, where tonight they showed a film that highlighted the impact prisons have on small towns.
Movie night at sunset, set against the backdrop of a fight over Franklin County's future.
Is there a better setting to that conversation than having the prison property over their right shoulder?
Local residents gathered on John Jackson's land, just feet from where the state hopes to build a new prison. But Jackson says the process has been anything but open.
There's been no transparency since the start. They won't answer questions. The people that are supporting it won't answer real questions about the infrastructure. They won't answer real questions about the cost.
That frustration sparked an alliance between 2 groups, Gravel and Grit, a grassroots coalition that formed to stop the prison, and the Arkansas Justice Reform Coalition, which works statewide to end mass incarceration.
Here in Franklin County, it was incredibly concerning because when this was announced on Halloween, it was a very spooky announcement because it was unbeknownst to anybody. There was no transparency.
Sarah Moore says her group stepped in to listen.
These folks in Franklin County are the experts in their community, and we wanted to be supportive of them.
We formed because we felt like rural voices aren't really being heard around the state, and cases like this are clearly being ignored. And we wanted to do something about it.
As the state continues to push for funding, these groups are pushing back with research, legal questions, and now community events like this one.
I think it's really telling of the whole project that we still know more than the state does, and they've been trying to work on this project for upwards of 6 months now.
Moore says what's emerging from this project isn't just resilience, it's unity.
One of the silver linings out of this is that we've really connected more Arkansans together that are from rural areas and from more urban areas, and who might think that they're quite different. We have so much more commonality than we thought to begin with.
In Franklin County, covering news where you live, Lauren Spencer, 5 News.
After nearly 2 decades on the run, a man who walked away from the Hamilton Correctional Center in Lafleur County is now back in jail. Oklahoma Department of Corrections says Stephen Capps walked away from that facility back in 2006. He ended up in Ohio, where he was arrested again for breaking and entering. Police there, though, in Ohio never told the Oklahoma Department of Correction about his arrest. After he got out of jail there in 2021, marshals were able to track him down in Muskogee, where he was arrested this month. The DOC says Capps has a little more than 3 years left to serve on his original sentence. Supreme Court is striking down a publicly funded Catholic charter school in Oklahoma. It pretty much invalidates a vote by a state charter school board to approve the St. Isidore of Seville Catholic Virtual School. It would have been the nation's first religious charter school. Catholic Church in Oklahoma had wanted taxpayers to fund the online charter school, but opponents warned allowing it would blur the separation between church and state. Tonight, detectives are combing through evidence after a man is accused of killing 2 Israeli embassy employees in Washington, D.C. last night. It comes as we learn that one of those victims is from Kansas City. Erica Brown is in D.C. tonight.
The suspect in the deadly shooting of 2 young Israeli embassy employees outside Washington's Capitol Jewish Museum is facing federal charges, including 2 counts of first-degree murder.
A young couple at the beginning of their life's journey, about to be engaged in another country, had their bodies removed in the cold of the night in a foreign city in a body bag.
The victims, 30-year-old Yaron Lashinsky and 26-year-old Sarah Milgram, were planning their future together, but now their families have to prepare for their funerals. Sheila Katz was a friend of Milgram's.
It's devastating to think that just because she was at a Jewish event, at a Jewish space, that everything about that got cut short.
The suspect has been identified as Elias Rodriguez of Chicago. Officials say he was in Washington for a conference. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu reacted to the attack that sent shockwaves around the world.
The terrorists who cruelly gunned them down did so for one reason and one reason alone. He wanted to kill Jews.
Authorities say the attack was targeted and is being investigated as a hate crime and terrorism.
We are also executing search warrants for his electronic devices, reviewing his social media accounts, and all of his internet postings.
Authorities said the suspect was seen pacing back and forth outside of the museum, then approached a group of people, pulled out a handgun, and opened fire. He then went into the museum, where video shows him chanting "Free Palestine" as he was detained by security. During his first court appearance on Thursday, no plea was entered, and a preliminary hearing was set for next month. Erica Brown, CBS News, Washington.
Back here at home, we are hearing tonight from 2 Fort Smith city directors after the board passed a new ordinance banning smoke shops within 500 feet of schools and daycares. According to spokesman of the city, Josh Bufink, there are 15 businesses right now selling tobacco products within 1,000 feet of Northside and 2 within 500 feet. Most board members, including Kevin Settle, supported the new rule, saying the goal is to protect children.
If you're putting a smoke shop literally 40 feet from a high school, you're trying to target those youth, those people that are young and trying to say, hey, come over here.
But not all board members agree. Christina Katsavitz acknowledged the well intentions behind the new rule, but says it, quote, sets a troubling precedent for government interference in lawful enterprise. The new ordinance will not impact any existing businesses within 500 feet of schools and daycares, but it does prevent any new smoke shops from being built in those locations.